for Invasion of the Dinosaurs is returning to London. The Doctor and Sarah Jane find a city almost completely devoid of life. The civilian population has been evacuated in the wake of an unimaginable event. Somehow dinosaurs have returned to terrorize the Earth. As the Brigadier and unit fend off increasingly vicious attacks from gigantic prehistoric reptiles, the Doctor investigates just how these monsters are appearing without warning. But when Sarah Jane is kidnapped, the Doctor realizes perhaps even his oldest friends can't be trusted. Who's responsible for the devastating carnage? And what will Sarah Jane do when she awakes aboard a spaceship many light years from home? Now, this story is often referred to as the one with the dodgy dinosaurs, and for good reason. The dinosaurs in this movie look like utter crap. Sometimes I could actually, depending on the time period, I could forgive bad special effects or visual effects, but sometimes even then, you just can't forgive it. This one, they don't even have claymation, they just have these puppets of dinosaurs, and they're just poorly animated, poorly blue screened in, and it's just terrible. They're just very stiff puppets with no life in them whatsoever. It would have been better if they did claymation. Yes, it would have taken forever to get it, but it would have looked a hell of a lot better than puppets. And yeah, it's just terrible. These dinosaurs are just terrible. It doesn't really take away the entertainment. It's just when you look at it, it's just like, oh, that just doesn't look like a dinosaur. It looks terrible. Yes, it's not like Jurassic Park where they had CGI mixed with mechanical animatronics, but they just went for the cheap route. So sadly, they just got bad dinosaurs. Now, moving aside from that, besides that is the only real absolute flaw with this story, is the dodgy dinosaurs. Now, if we move past that, there's actually a lot of good things with this story. I will be giving some spoilers because I have to really talk into detail about all of this story, so there is spoilers, I have to warn you. There's a lot actually going on with this. It's a very political story, especially with population and green versus people wanting green, environmental protection over industrialization. There's a lot going for this story, and particularly with a group of scientists who, along with a politician, who have figured out how to affect the world around them using time travel. And they decide to, with a select group of individuals, to repopulate the Earth after transforming the whole world around them back in time to the time period when it was just, lush green forest, no buildings, nothing whatsoever. Simpler, basically, quote-unquote, simpler time, and a golden age, as they like to call it. But in doing so, they would actually wipe out the entire species. And to them, this was the ultimate solution to solving, climate change, overpopulation, industrialization, all the bad stuff that's in this world. That was their solution to fix it. And this was all interesting, good stuff to talk about. I mean, yes, what they did was wrong, and I agree. Although, yes, I would admit that getting rid of everybody would solve everything, but it's the route we should not make. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about here. Like, I mean, seriously, we are in so, especially when you look at the world now, we are in such a big trouble with climate change. We are making machines that are harming the Earth's atmosphere and all people around us. Politicians, or even fanatics. This is another thing this is about fanatics. We do have people who are in the Green Party who want to try and fix the world, but then on the other side, people who are part of the, who don't care about the Earth, or want, it's just, anybody that's part of a party, or believes in something, you have the people who doesn't matter which side they're on, good or bad, whatever, you have the fanatics who will go take the extra step that nobody will take that will cause a lot of problems. And this politician, this group of scientists are the fanatics that are going to take that step to change the world for their benefit, to kill everybody and only have a select group of people survive so they can repopulate the Earth and do this and that. And that's all really good stuff. I really enjoyed that part of it. And like I said, it's really good, something to talk about or even just think about. It's a lot of good ideas there, and really made good storytelling there. I made it seem, even yes, with the dodgy dinosaurs, it made it seem very real and something to connect to, understand. It was really good. One thing that was the biggest shock to me and the ultimate betrayal in the story, again, this is a spoiler alert, Captain Mike Yates was part of it. He betrayed everybody to go along with those scientists and politicians. He actually even went so far as to sabotage the doctor's experiments so he wouldn't find out anything. He quite literally betrayed everybody. It was devastating to me. I was shocked that Mike Yates did that. They didn't explain why he did it. He just kind of went with them. He kind of, I guess, because after the events of the Green Death, it is said that he went on holiday. And I guess to me, I think it was probably because he was so devastated by Joe leaving, because he did love her. You could tell through the series that he loved Joe. It's just that he never went forward with it, and her leaving, I guess he just needed some time alone, and while he was on his holiday, he probably felt it was just emotionally unstable and understood what these people were going through for and just went with it. He was willing to wipe out everybody, even Joe, just to get over it and to find a new life for himself. And that's the only thing that I could really think why he went with it. I know he comes in future story. He comes in the Planet of the Spiders. Maybe he'll have a better explanation for it. I don't know, but this is the only one I could think of as to why he did it. But yeah, it was really devastating, and it was just, like I said, it was heartbreaking. I really trusted Captain Yates just as much as I trusted the Brigadier and Sergeant Benton. This was utter betrayal. It was absolutely shocking. But other than that, this was a good story. And as a bit of trivia, for years the first episode for this story was only available in black and white because the BBC had wiped this story because they were told, the BBC archives were told to wipe the second Doctor storyline, The Invasion, which is the one where the Cybermen invade Earth. They had to wipe all those episodes. Well, because the first episode, Invasions of the Dinosaurs, is actually just called The Invasion. Because it was called The Invasion because they didn't want to let the audience know right away it was dinosaurs invading the Earth. It was only episodes 2 through 6 that were called Invasion of the Dinosaurs. So episode 1 of this was erased, thinking it was part of the invasion story of Patrick Troughton. So the only thing that was available for this was a print that was made for worldwide distribution, so they can show it on world television in different countries. And that was the only thing available, but the problem was it was in black and white. And so for the DVD, they took that and recolored it. It's a little fuzzy. That first episode is a little fuzzy because it's early recolorization of Doctor Who episodes, but it's still pretty well done. Many episodes later, they figured out better techniques of colorizing episodes from black and white, and those are a heck of a lot better. But this one's okay as well. Granted, yes, I wish they would release this DVD with the updated coloring techniques. But this is still good enough to watch and is working well. It's just a little fuzzy. That's all I have. That's the only problem I have with it. But yeah, other than that, it's a really good story. A lot of good characters, good development, and something. In this one, you actually really good character development, and like I said, a lot of good twists, turns, and shocks and moments. And Sarah Jane Smith. This one, she really is fully in the part of the companion, or assistant, as they used to be called back then. Even the Doctor calls her his assistant. So she really is part of Doctor Who now. She is fully a companion. She does ask the questions, why are we doing this, Doctor, this and that. But like before, she does her own thing. Like when she does get kidnapped, she does break out. She figures out a way. She starts off the other story plot line where she's kidnapped and she's in a spaceship, but it turns out it's not a spaceship. They're just in a separate room where the scientists are working on. They're making people who were chosen believe they're actually in space going to a new planet, and she figures out this is all fake. and exposes it to them and starts off the other storyline where they stand up to the scientists. And it's really cool. So, it's she's really well established herself a companion, but also establishes that she can carry on the story herself or her own storylines. And that is really good strength, and shows again, like I said in the last review, they are progressing the female role or female companion in Doctor Who. Out of 5 stars, I am sadly going to have to give this one 2.5 stars out of 5. And like I said, if it didn't have the dodgy dinosaurs, it really, really, really would have been better. Oh, I almost forgot. Another last bit of trivia. For the first time, we get introduced to a new car. The Doctor doesn't drive Bessie. He actually drives a new car called the Who-mobile. It is actually one John Pertwee actually paid for himself and actually co-designed with somebody else. He actually went to a mechanic, designed it, helped design it, and bought it, paid for it, and drove it around. It is called the Who-mobile. It's basically this manta-looking like thing that's kind of like a Batmobile also, that he basically drives around on, I believe can fly. It flies in another storyline. And John actually asked if they could use it for at least 2 of the stories, and they did. And yeah, it's in there, and it's kind of interesting. It's just sad that it's only used in 2 stories and nothing else, because I can't really talk about it. It's just something that the Doctor drives around now, other than Bessie. So I can't really say anything more than that. So yeah, it's some people don't like it. Some people do like this story. I particularly do like this story. It's just whether or not you get past the dodgy dinosaurs. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. Bye.